Well, this past November, EV truck maker Harbinger Motors announced that it raised $160 million in a Series C funding round, a round that was co-led by NYSE-listed logistics giant FedEx. The company's CFO shared the company's vision with Ashley Masternardi and how its new funding goes toward that mission. Let's take a look.
Harbinger is an industrial tech business based in Southern California. We manufacture components for the commercial vehicle industry, including batteries, motors, hybrid and electric truck chassis. These components you'll find in delivery vehicles for packages from fleets like FedEx, in RVs from our shareholder Thor Industries, and in food trucks, for example, from one of our other shareholders, Grupo Bimbo.
So Ben, you provide truck chassis and components for companies that then go on to build the trucks. Can you explain that process to me and what you're providing?
Yeah, so the medium-duty trucking industry in the United States is particular in that you have chassis OEMs who build the skateboard, and then you have body OEMs who will build RVs, school buses, delivery vehicles. So Harbinger supplies the chassis to those companies that then build the bodies separately. What that means is, unlike a passenger car company that requires $10 billion to get to profit because they have to build these big factories that build a full vehicle, we've been able to get to where we are having spent a small fraction of that, and we'll get to profit next year.
All right, so you recently announced a Series C $160 million round of funding led by FedEx. Congratulations. What does that mean for the company, and how do you plan to allocate the capital?
Yeah, this allows us to grow our manufacturing footprint. Today, we're capable of building 2,000 trucks a year. With this capital, we'll be able to get to 6,000 trucks a year in the current building we have in LA, and we're actually in market for a second larger factory also as we speak.
All right, and what has the appetite for medium-duty electric trucks been in the industry?
I think before Harbinger, not much because the products were too expensive, but because of our vertical integration, our price point is the same as a diesel truck. And this investment from FedEx shows that large fleets are now ready to deploy vehicles at scale if you can get them a vehicle at the same price as a diesel truck.
Speaking of that FedEx investment, what does it mean for Harbinger and the industry at large?
It's a signal that these large fleets are ready to electrify. They're looking for ways to save money on delivery in an economic environment that's challenging, and an electric truck can save $200,000 in fuel and maintenance over the life of that vehicle.
And what sets Harbinger apart in the EV industry? I know you sort of touched on this earlier, but what makes you unique?
Yeah, I'll say it again. So price parity to diesel is the most important thing. We can do that because we're vertically integrated and make batteries and motors ourselves. The second is the performance of our vehicles. So we're not just the same price as a diesel truck, we are carrying the same payload. So you don't need more trucks to do the same job. The third is our shareholder base. We count the largest buyers in the world for what we make, with FedEx being the largest and Thor Industries being the second largest buyer in the world for truck chassis. And those are the main differences.
What's next for Harbinger looking forward?
I think next year you'll have some really exciting partnership announcements on monetizing some of our components, some of our software, and some defense partnerships.